Hello guys, hope you're doing good. So in today's video, we're going to look at the Forester Gen 3 in Scandi grind. So overall, the knife measures 8.7 inches with a blade of 4.2 inches and a cutting edge of 4 inches. The thickness of the stock is 3.5 millimeters or 0.137 inches. As I mentioned, this is Scandi grind with a secondary convex. The steel is Bowler K329 with an HRC of 58 to 60. Still a pretty lightweight knife at 7 ounces. All right, so let's see how sharp it is outside the box. Super sharp, no problem at all. All right, so let's try some cutting tasks. Here's some paracord. Easy. Got some natural cordage here. Let's try that. No problem. Some nylon rope here. And finally, some thicker cordage here. No problem. All right, so let's go outside and do some more serious testing. So we started by doing some batoning. Obviously, this is not a huge blade, but you can still use it to baton pieces of wood that are roughly 3 inches across. Use it to baton softwoods like poplar or balsam fir, and even hardwoods like maple and oak with absolutely no problem at all. The tip of the Scandi ground Forester is very robust. I tested it by stabbing it into this log and torquing it around with absolutely no damage. But even though the tip is pretty stout, it can still be used to split kindling as shown here. One feature of these Scandi ground knives is that they really excel at preparing feather sticks. It's very easy to properly find the angle and to make some paper thin curls. So that's definitely one of the features that people like Scandi ground knives for. Woodworking and preparing feather sticks to get your fire going. So as with all my other knives, the Forester and Scandi ground has a very sharp spine, excellent at sparking a ferro rod, so you can easily light up these curls and get your fire going in the outdoors. One complaint we often hear about Scandi ground knives is that the edge can be delicate, but with the Forester Gen 3 and Scandi, we kept the edge robust enough. As you can see here, it can baton chop easily. Even if you torque the edge, there's absolutely no damage. So it was a fine balance between having a robust edge, but an edge that was still good enough for woodworking and bushcraft. I'm really happy of the geometry of the Gen 3 Scandi Forester compared to the Gen 2 that was perhaps a little bit too thick. The 3.5 millimeter stock really helps to have the proper geometry while remaining a robust knife. Micro-convex secondary edge really helps for edge stability. So this blade is definitely a joy to use for all sorts of woodworking tasks. You can chop branches. So using the chest lever grip, you can exert a lot of power to make some big cuts, as you can see here. Because of the thinner stock and the edge geometry, the knife bites very deep in the wood, so it's very easy to make notches, and it excels at all sorts of bushcraft tasks. So I've used the Scandi Foresters for many bushcraft projects and tasks. Here I'm using it to make a spoon out of a piece of yellow birch. So making a spoon is a lengthy process, so it's a really good test of the knife, specifically the handles. And the handles of the Forester are extremely comfortable for prolonged use in many different grips. I've used it with the classic hammer grip, the pinch grip, reverse grip, and it remains comfortable in all these positions. So it's quite easy to exert some force and to control the blade to make some very powerful cuts and very efficient cuts in the wood. So compared to other bushcraft knives I own, like for example the Garberg or the Enzo Trapper, I think that the Worktuff Gear Forester in Scandi is a great choice for a bushcraft knife. So overall, the Scandi Ground Gen 3 Forester is an excellent choice for somebody looking for a bushcraft knife. Has a very good steel, Bowler K329, has good edge retention, is semi-stainless, and is very tough. And the geometry on this knife is excellent for bushcraft, survival, and all sorts of tasks. So if you're interested to pick one up, they're on the Worktuff Gear website. I added the link in the description section of the video. All right, thanks for watching.